This is the telling of the creepypasta, Don't Go Into the Basement. Credited to Rose. Told by Trevosh 15. Enjoy. You know, Mom, I remember now how it all started. It was right after moving to the new house. How old was I? 4, maybe 5. I was so young, so innocent, so unsuspecting. The new house was beautiful, Mum. Do you remember how I used to run from room to room? You always laughed so hard when you recount those times. We were so happy, all of us. The house was so big, much bigger than the old house. This one had 2 floors. The main floor had the living room and the 3 bedrooms. Judy's, Dad's, and yours. And my bedroom, at the end of the hall. Do you remember what I used to tell you about the basement, though? I always told you to not go into the basement. You would brush it off, wave away my fears. You probably don't remember me telling you at all, but I remember. I can never forget. It all started with going downstairs on my own a few times. When I would go down there to get something, I would see things moving. Small, black things in the corners, on the top of the TV cabinet, in the hallway, in the laundry room, anywhere. They would move in and out of the corner of my eye. This would cause me to dash into the half-dimmed room and scurry upstairs. I remember one time Judy commented, "Oh, Kelsey's scared again." I was scared of these beings, Mom. I was so scared. When you sent me down into the darkness alone, I feared for my life. I never knew what would happen when I was down there. I got to the point that I never went anywhere without turning a light on. A light switch would always be switched before going in any room, and then a frightening dash back upstairs. But I also didn't want anyone to know that I was afraid. I hid my fear the best I could, Mum. That was until seeing wasn't the worst part. It was not long after I began seeing them that I started hearing them, saying things in hushed whispers, mocking me, snickering, moving objects in the basement. The small noises meant nothing to you and the rest of the family. You could turn your back to the sounds. You closed your eyes to the unknown living in your house. I remember this one time. You found a handkerchief waiting for you on your bed. You laughed it off. You all laughed it off. The handkerchief didn't belong to any of us, and it was just waiting there for you, almost like a warning. But you all thanked the beings for their kind gift, making a mockery and a joke out of it. Mom, why didn't any of you listen to me when I told you to stop? By the time I was 8, the voices were a constant occurrence in the house. I could hear every word they said. These creatures, which I called the Whisperers, talked about everything. They talked about new things to be nuisances, how much we amused them, how best to hurt the family living in their house. I had learned from you to put these things behind me and ignore them. But that became harder and harder. I remember one night, laying in my bed, I heard the door creep open. I hadn't been able to sleep well. So small noises jerked me up in the middle of the night quite often, but the whispers never moved objects so carelessly. They knew I was awake.